Hi there, it's Connie-Rae. Welcome to StampItYourselfAustralia.com. Thanks for joining me for today's craft to share, which are these really cute shaker tags. Aren't they adorable? They are using the new Colour Theory Designer Series paper stack, and I will show you the colours that they come in. Well, let me just zoom out a bit so that you can get a better look at it. I think that looks a bit better. And these just got to get them open. They come in green, blue. Yes, they come in crushed curry, old olive. I should be saying the right name, shouldn't I? And let me see if I can read them. Okay, they come in berry burst, crushed curry, damper denim, old olive, and whisper white. So that's the colours that they actually come in. And the whisper white is referring to the way that the actual design is on the papers. So this is the old olive. And then you've got the crushed curry. And you've got, let me see if I can show you in a better way. They come in a stack like that. But what they come in is like all different styles. Like I've cut these ones up and I've been hacking away. So you've got this gorgeous crackly paper looking one. You've got the marble one, which I've used for the which is my preferred one, and I've used that for this little shaker tag here. You've got obviously the backs of those have got the whisper white through them. That hasn't got any whisper white through it. I can't show. I'll try and show you one that I haven't hacked up. So that's the crackly paper side. And that's the plain colour side. This is sort of like a splintered kind of looking side. Now they're cute. They come in, and I actually find this Designer Papers series stack is actually really good because it's not too busy. It's kind of easy to look at and easy on the eye and easy to design with, if that makes sense. So you get this lovely marbled effect. You get the ones with the lines through them, and all the colours are exactly the same, styled. Designer series paper stack, but they're just in the different colours. And I've used them here, hopefully displaying them for you in a lovely ornamented way with these gorgeous little tags. Now, the stamp set that I've used is this Hostess set. And these are all going to be available as of Thursday, the 1st of June, so it's not far away, people. And this is the Hostess set that I have acquired, and I have used it today in this tutorial. So that being said, all of this is Stampin' Up, except for a couple of the ribbons aren't, and also the little shaker tag. That's not Stampin' Up. This shaker tag is by My Favourite Things, and they're called Dynamic, and it's Tag Builder number 5, and that's the name of it. And I will try and find a link to it down the bottom for you, so that and it will be in the description down below so that you can link to have a look at it. This is one of the cutest little tags that you can make, and it just is so much fun, and it's cut out by these Tag Builder, and I'll show you what the Tag Builder looks like. So this is the actual die here itself, and when you cut it out you end up with a piece like that and a piece like that from that particular die, and then from this one is the die and you end up with a piece like that, and it's all stitched around on the edges, if you can see the stitching. So it's all stitched. And the third one is this one. So this is the actual die. You get a piece like this, and then you get these little pieces, and you can add them in or take them out. It's entirely up to you. And there's also some little ornamental bits and pieces that come with it as well. So that's the actual tag, the Dynamic Tag Builder number 5 that I've actually used today to create these little shaker tags. So I have already been busy and constructed most of the actual tag in my favourite colour, which is the Berry Burst, I have to say. I really love it. Now you are going to need a marbled sheet of the Berry Burst, which is what I've used here, and as you can see I've cut out the tag. So you need, and I've used, I'll get the tags back and I'll show you which ones I've used. I have used this one, which has given me that, and I've used this one, which is, so it's basically both of those two tags that I've used. And what it's done is I've run it, the one that gives me the backing. Oh, I'm not explaining that very well. Let me try again. So the one that, hang on, am I doing the wrong? No, it's not that one. It's this one. Okay, so this one is run from this tag. This one, yes, this one is run from here, along with a piece of craft foam, which is just white craft foam that I've got from my local craft shop, well, my local $2 shop, and I've used that one. Now the backing piece I've also used to stamp on. Oh, did I? I don't know, but this little piece you won't be using, but you can use it to do your little stamp on it if you wish. And you also need a piece of window sheet. So that being said, I've gone ahead and done it as quickly and as easy as possible. So using my little bird, I've stamped my little bird on the descending colour one, which was this one here, and I stamped him kind of about there, I'd say, is where I stamped him. So you can stamp him wherever you want, and I've cut him out. I've also gone around the edges of the little bird with my black Copic marker just to colour in the edges to make sure that he doesn't look a little bit funny when he's standing there on his own, and a little bit of white. So you can see here how I've constructed it using the marble, the little birdie, and I've used the washi label punch. You can use whatever punch you want to put your sentiment on. You can cut the bed, doesn't really matter. It's entirely up to you. So, and I've used obviously some pink and silver shaky sequins in there. So I've done as much preparation as possible. You will need to have some double-sided tape, and you will need to have some dimensionals, along with some twine and some memento ink. So firstly, what I'd like to do, so now the tape that I'm using here is 1/8 of an inch in width, so it's not very wide, and that is kind of handy because the trim on these little tags, oh, I better bring myself into focus here, the trim on these little tags is actually about a little bit bigger than 1/8 of an inch, so it works really well. Now I'm just going to put this over the foam, so this will give it a dimension. I did try and find foam that was going to match up with my colours, like Berry Burst, but I couldn't find it. But then the white really actually goes with it because it has actually got the Whisper White in it, so it worked quite okay as far as I'm concerned. It did anyway. So, but they are really cute. So I'm just putting some double-sided tape on the white foam. Okay, so got that there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the first cutout tag on the foam. You do need a bit of double-sided tape for this one. So I'm just going to line it. I'm going to line the bottom up first, just so I've got it even Stevens, as they say. And then once you've got your bottom straight, you're pretty well okay to go ahead and release all the other double-sided tape. But you can always trim it too if it gets out of shape a bit. So I should zoom in a little bit closer for you to see what I'm doing. There you go. It's as far as it'll go in. So I'm just taking off the double-sided tape. Of course, it won't come off when you want it to, will it? It knows. There we go. There's one side. Wasn't it cold last night? Oh my goodness, it was so cold. Such a cold snap here in Australia. All right, so I'm just lining up. Oh, one more. Forgot to take off the top bit. Okay, so just lining it up as evenly as possible on the foam, which is actually a lot easier than I'm making it look, I think. Okay, there we go. All right, so there's the first part of the tag, which is stuck to the white foam. Now we're going to just quickly pop it onto, which way will I do this? I might do it the other way around. So should I? No. Yes, confused. Okay, sorry guys. All right, so I'm just going to stick it onto the window sheet now. Same principle, just sticking it round the edge, the very edge of the actual window sheet, which will go underneath the first one that we've done. And they are worth it. They make such cute little tags. And I love this hostess set. I don't normally get into the hostess sets, I've got to say. Because they're always nice, but they're not something that's grabbed me. But this little birdie set really grabbed me. I really liked it. So it was one of the first, when they did the pre-release as a demonstrator, I did. I got 2 this year, which I never normally do. Okay, so there's your tag, your window sheet, and as you can see, the top of the tag there has got the hole in it, but I've only put the strip across here to stick it down. You don't need to go all the way around and then line it up. And as you can see, there's the foam on the top of it. So what we'll do is we'll stick this one down. Sorry, I went out of camera then again. And it is a little bit fiddly in terms of fingers and thumbs, but you get it after a few, that's for sure. So just sticking down the bottom, making sure it's in alignment with the actual design. There we go. And there's the first part of it constructed. Nice and neat. Okay, so we're going to put some little sequins on here. Now let's use some different ones. We'll use these ones. These were the ones that were Fancy Frost sequins, and they were from, I think, the Occasions catalogue this year. And of course, they're no longer available, but seriously, you can use anything. In these ones, the yellow ones here, they use these tiny little ones, and they are called the Sprinkles Embellishments, and they're still available. And I think that they're on special actually in the retirement area of the catalogue. So you might get yourself a few bargains because they're really good. They fit in really quite well. So I'll just put some sprinklies in there. I think I prefer more pink than I do blue. So I'll take a couple of the blue ones out. You don't want to put too many in because it will take up space that you probably don't have. And the smaller the better, I'd say. These sequins are a little bit on the large side. That's why I use the other sprinkle ones. But yeah, they're okay. They're all right. Probably just put all those ones back in. Okay, so then we really need to put... Actually, you know what? I'll take that out and do that again in a second. I think it's probably best if you do this, which is... Sorry, that was a little bit silly of me. Stick your tape down first. So stick your tape on the back of the window sheet that you've just attached to the front of the tag, and then push the sequence and later on, because it might get a little bit trippy when you're trying to put this on and pull it off. So any tape will really work. I'll just move those out of shot, as long as it's a smaller tape. Or you can use glue dots. I'm pretty confident that glue dots would work just as well if you don't have any thin tape. All right, so that's down. Okay, I think that that's going to be a bit better. So what you might do is we'll put our little sequence onto there, and then we will put the backing on. I think it's just going to be a little bit easier to do it like that, because when I did all the display ones, I did them all sorts of ways to try and work out which was the best way, and I don't think there is a best way. There we go. That should be enough, as long as it's got some sparkle. So we'll just take off the bottom again. Oh, get those out of the way. There we go. Look, see what I mean? It is best that you get all your tape on first, otherwise you're going to be covering yourself in sprinkles. I can't remember actually how I did it before, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so my fingers are sticking to the actual, oh look, I've actually stamped on the back of that. So I want to make sure that it's all lined up with my backing of my tag, and it's going to go on evenly. There we go. Ta-da! So there you go, you have a little tag all put together. Not shaking too well, but it will shake when you get it all sorted out. Okay, so then the little bird, I just used a dimensional to stick my little bird on with, and I've placed him on an angle. Yeah, I think what have we got? Just placing him with a bit of an angle. I think it always looks really more like there's a little bit of movement. And then with this one, initially I had cut off the sides of my first tags, but I didn't really like them. I changed my mind halfway through and decided just to keep the normal washi label. So if you wish to keep it like that, that's entirely up to you. Just one dimensional is fine here. Just cutting it in half and sticking it on the back. Again, just hover it over the position you think it's going to be acceptable in the way that you want your card to be displayed. There we go. That's the little card. The tag, I should say. And it's not shaking very well, so I'll go back to my original one. Oh no, I'll put the ribbon on. Now this ribbon has Hugs and Kisses written on it, and it is a ribbon that I have from an old stash of ribbons, which I have got hundreds of. So I decided to use that because I didn't actually get any ribbons yet out of the new colour theory, or out of the range that's available, because I'm still deciding on what to get, because there's so many good things as usual. It is so exciting, even though I may not sound it right now. I am very excited about it, and I have got quite a few planned. So I will be ordering online like the rest of you, because we do, when it comes to the pre-release, there's only so much you get. You don't get everything. You only get to choose a few items. So like you, I'm dying for the release, that's for sure. There we go. And there's so many nice things I want to get this year. So, oh, isn't there always though, really? Okay, Hugs and Kisses. I'm just going to trim that down so that it doesn't look as large as it is. And that one's not shaking very well, so I'll bring him back in. I don't think I put enough shaky bits in there in the initial one. So that's the card tags that I have created using this gorgeous stamp set. I'll just zoom it back out for you so that you can, oh, my mouse is going to sleep, I think. There we go. I'll just zoom back out. So this is the rubber set that I've used, and it is a hostess set. So that's the set that I have used, and these are the really cute tags that I have made using that hostess set. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope it wasn't too difficult for you to follow. It's just a little bit tricky with all that tape, isn't it? And I'm not quite sure which is my favourite. I think the berry is, but every time I look at them, I think they just look really cute. And even the olive one, which isn't my favourite colour, I kind of really like. It's cute, so cute. Okay, so thanks for joining me. I do hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I do hope you get these set and give it a go. Thanks for joining me, and take care until I see you next time. Thank you.